Hi, welcome to Asbery's Echoes. I'm Rhonda, this is Drew, and it's been a long time, and I apologize. I don't know where the time has gone. I don't know, it just seems to the days just seem to fly by for me anymore. But we decided we needed to get one done here for you guys before Christmas. And so I'm going to try and make this very quick if I can.
You say that every time.
I know, but this time I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I'm just going to show what I've got done here. And there's a lot. So, first and foremost, I'm going to say that I think everything here has been stitched on the Nate Berkus upholstery fabric that I get from Joann Fabrics. Everything here has been dyed. Some things I've dyed after I've completely stitched. Some things I have dyed. I will stitch everything but the white if I want the white to really show up, and I will stitch it all, dye it, then go back and stitch the white parts. But everything I'm showing is going to have been dyed, and it's all done with DMC, and it is I stitch 1/2. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything or not, but I apologize if I am. I'm going to start with the Christmas things that I pulled, and then I'll move on to the winter things, and there's a couple things at the end that are just everyday kind of random type things. So here we go. No particular order. I will just start. I have this set, A Child is Born, that I've done as a trio, and this says, "For unto us a child is born." Are those focusing? I think so.
Yeah,
I know we've had troubles with that before, and I apologize.
Because we're not on cinematic mode, so
okay.
You're not gonna have to worry about it.
So there's 3, and these are smaller. I know they're very simple, and I kind of like that for the nativity, something simple, something just to the point. So it says, "For unto us a child is born," and then there's the nativity, and then there's the shepherd with the little sheep. These come as a set, so all of my patterns are in my Etsy shop. Everything that I show here will be in my Etsy shop as a pattern, and they're offered as PDF and paper. So I try to ship, if you order a paper pattern, I try very hard to ship within the next 2 days after you order, so that you can get them right away. So there's that one. And this one, and I didn't pull that one out. This one goes really well with my sampler. I have a button sampler, or there's 2 options. You can use the buttons, or you can stitch the Mary and Joseph and baby. The samplers, this goes really well with those 2 samplers. And then I have this one that I did. I actually finished the back. I don't always do that anymore because I run out of time. All is calm, all is bright. It's just a very primitive little angel. And I put this old tinsel around it. I'm not sure if I'm real thrilled with the tinsel. I don't know, but I might take it off and do something different. That tinsel is something that I've just had here. It's not something that I've ordered from any specific place. So that is all is calm, all is bright. And then I have, oh, we didn't turn the ice machine off.
They can't hear it.
Okay. This one is a little different. This is, I named her Marigold and her little sheep Malachi. And they're bringing home the tree. And Malachi is, a couple, 3 years ago, it was during COVID. My uncle called, and he had a little bottle lamb that he just didn't want to take care of, and he asked if Drew would be interested in, remember? Taking care of this little bottle lamb until it got old enough to go back to him. And we did that, and it was a wonderful project during COVID. It gave Drew something to really work on, and a new little friend, and he named him Malachi.
That's
And
what his
so,
name
yeah, you named him Malachi.
was? Malachi.
So Drew raised him until he was off the bottle, and then he went back to Uncle Jerry, and it was kind of a hard lesson because Uncle Jerry then sold him, and Drew got half of what he made from Malachi. So we had a lot of fun with Malachi, didn't we? And then we learned the lesson of what farming and raising livestock is all about. So anyway, that was off the subject. This is Marigold and Malachi, and they're bringing home the tree, and I used trim from Purple Paper Mountain. Check them out on Etsy. She's got beautiful trims, and her shipping is fast, and her prices are wonderful, and I've never been disappointed. And there may or may not be some more Marigold and Malachi stitches. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. They just kind of popped into my head, and the spur of the moment, and there she was. Then I have Christmas is Coming, the little Santas, and again the trim was from Purple Paper Mountain. This one's a real quick stitch, and this is one I would have dyed after I stitched all but the beard and the hat trim, so that it really pops. It's really shadowy in here today. Christmas is Coming.
Because our house was built in 1800s. I don't think they're worried about lighting.
Our house was built in 1900.
1900s.
Yeah. This one is a button one. I don't know if anybody's ever checked out Jean's buttons, but I've got to. She just makes the most beautiful buttons. Yeah, we've gotten to know Jean. We visited her and visited her studio, and she's just an amazing woman, and her buttons are beautiful. And I've been so blessed to be able to use her buttons to design some different things.
And an amazing cook.
Yeah, she's an amazing cook too, isn't she? She spoils Drew. Hi, Jean. Jean is with My Stitching Piece store on Facebook. So if you're ever interested in any of her buttons, just check her out on there. This is the little baby Jesus. She's got the set of the Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, and I think there's a star too that you can get. And I have used those buttons, and I made a set of pillows. I should have brought those out too, but I didn't. I made a set of pillows around those buttons, and I made a sampler around those buttons, and I pulled this one out for this. It says Noel, and this has just been put on. This came from Walmart in their craft department. It was very cheap, and I just thought it looked really, really nice on there. I have two more, and I tell you, I pulled so much, and then I forgot some. This is the Noel. There's one with her tree button, her primitive tree, Christmas tree button, and it's just beautiful. And it says, "Oh, Christmas tree." And then there's one with a Christmas sheep. And I don't remember what it's called. Do you? Oh gosh, I should have pulled those and I didn't. Anyway, there's 3 of these, so if you're interested, you can go into the shop and you'll find them. They're all my designs that have the buttons in them are listed under buttons, under that category, so you'll be able to find them. This one is called Noel. And this is just a piece of board that I covered in fabric, and then I covered another board with my stitch, and I glued this to this, and then glued this to this. Really simple. So there's that one, and then I have a Merry Country Christmas. Santa and Mrs. Claus with their chickens and the reindeer in the background amongst the trees in their house. They're not quite ready for Christmas yet, but they're getting there. So that's what this one is, A Merry Country Christmas. And this is just a frame that my sister-in-law made, and it's made out of just lath that you can get at like Menards, and I painted it, and I think I painted it and then I put some stain over it. And there's that one, A Merry Country Christmas. Oh, and there's a little kitty up there on the fence. I was in the kitty mood because we've brought 2 kitties in the house, and I see one of them's driving you bonkers at the moment. That's Maisie. And we didn't know it when we brought them in. They're sisters. And they both had, when we got them in and got to paying attention, they both had problems with their tails. But Flossie's tail came out of it. Maisie's did not. So poor Maisie had to go to the vet, and we had to have the tip of her tail taken off because she was starting to get some gangrene in there. But it hasn't stopped her. It doesn't seem to bother her. Just gives her a little bit of character. Right?
Right.
Okay. And then I feel like I'm really, really talking fast. I have the little drummer boy. Oh, I finished the back of that one too. I played my best for him.
It's a nice cobweb on the side.
Pa rum pa pum pum. You don't have to tell everybody. I like this one. I always like the song, and just the thought of the little boy with his drum and playing for baby Jesus. And again, this is using Purple Paper Mountain trim. I think this one was called dark olive green, maybe. Doesn't really look green to me. I've used it a lot. I really like it, but it is called dark olive green. So this one is Drummer Boy in the Etsy shop. And I had another Christmas one I was going to show. A Merry Little Christmas. I can't find it, so I don't know where it's at. But as you can see, I have stuff, and I have lots of it, and I just don't know what's happened to that one. Okay, that is basically my Christmas stuff. Then I have some winter things. I love to stitch winter, and I want to do some more patterns that are more winter, because I like to be able to keep them out if I get them out at Christmas time or after Thanksgiving. I like to be able to keep some of those things out a lot longer than through Christmas. So this is, okay, we're gonna try one more time. Apparently I hit the, I bumped the table and everything falls apart. So for the 3rd time, I was talking about winter and my winter stitches. So I have, yeah, I think I locked the kitty in the other room. This is Let It Snow, and I'm trying very hard not to touch the table, so this is going to be hard for me. It kind of goes along with Christmas is Coming. It's the same colors. And there's another one that I have with little pumpkins, and it's called, I don't remember. What is it called?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but it's got pumpkins, so it's more fall themed. So this is Let It Snow, and again the same trim. It's a little brighter red. I think I used 2 different colors of trim. I don't think you can tell on here, but this one's a little darker than this one, but they both came from Purple Paper Mountain. And this would have been one I would have stitched, gone back in and stitched the white, and then or stitched, dyed, and then gone back in and stitched the white. So there is Let It Snow. And I have 2 more buttons. These I just love, and Jean made the buttons, of course, and she then sewed them into wall hangings for me. This one I called Star Snowman, and this one is called Let It Snow, and I've offered them in the Etsy shop. Both patterns, you buy them both together, so and they're $8. It's $8 for both. So if you just want one, you're gonna get the other pattern, I guess. Or if you want both patterns, then you can get them both. And again, the buttons came from Jean. I don't know which ones I like the best. I really like this long skinny guy, but I think he's cute too. So, and you don't have to make them into wall hangings. I love them as wall hangings, and these are perfect to hang all winter out. You could frame them. You could turn them into pillows if you wanted. And then I have this one. This one is not doing well because my magnet came off, so I have to stick another magnet on there. This is my blue winter house. I have a blue summer house, blue autumn house, and this is blue winter. And I'm working on blue spring, and then I will have that as a set. And I have this beautiful old, I'm not sure if it's an old door or what it is. Lori at Fiddle DD, she had it and she asked if I would be interested in it, and it's just perfect. It's got it's got 4 recessed spots that these will fit in just perfect. But for right now, I've got them on these boards, this blackboard, and there again, stitch, dye, go back and stitch all the white. That's blue winter house. And my other actual cross stitch, I just offered these last night. These are a trio again, and it's Cold Hands, Warm Mittens. I just love this trio. I stitched this a long time ago, and then I kind of forgot to put them in the Etsy shop until last night for some reason. So there's that, and then there's this quilt block and Mr. Snowman. And so that's a trio, and it's called Cold Hands Trio. I can't really show those very well. Anyway, that's what they look like. The quilt block, so he's got a quilt block on his hat, and then there's quilt blocks on here, and then there's the one great big one. So this one you could keep out all the time if you wanted to. It's especially if you like blues, because it's definitely blues and whites. This one, I stitched everything and then I dyed it. So you could do just the opposite with this guy, stitch all but the white. Then he would really pop. I kind of wanted him to look really primitive this time. And that's the winter stuff that I brought out to show. This one was kind of an experiment. I don't know if anybody's ever done uncounted cross stitch before. Lori Brecklin is the one that's where I learned about it, and she's got some beautiful uncounted cross stitch projects, patterns in her Etsy shop. And I thought, you know, it's getting harder and harder to stitch in the car, at least for me. And I know if I switched fabrics, it might work a little better, but this linen, I just can't do it anymore. So I sat down and drew this up and tried doing this in the car, and lo and behold, uncounted cross stitch for me is hard because I struggle doing the wonky stitches. I am just so used to making sure all my stitches are just right, and with this, you don't do that. You want wonky ones. So when you are in the car and you can't see the holes, and you hit bumps and whatnot, it makes it really easy to do your uncounted cross stitch. And it's really quite freeing once you get your mind past that. Everything has to be perfect and counted, and you don't want to mess up, and you get that out of your mind and you just let yourself go. This is what you come up with. It's really fun, and I'm going to try and do some more. I'm not sure when. I'm running out of time here getting anything done, but this was fun, and I can't remember what I called it. I did put this in the shop. Didn't know if anybody would be interested or not. It's called Uncounted something, and I don't remember. Uncounted Snowman? Uncounted Winter? I don't know what I called it, but this can be kept out. I mean, I brought it out before Christmas, but I'll keep this out all winter because it's not necessarily a Christmas seam. And this has been mounted on a board from Needlework Homestead, right? Yes, Needlework Homestead. Her name's April, and her boards are beautiful. And she's running a sale right now, I just saw on Facebook. So go check her out because her boards are just, I love them. They're very, very well made, and she offers lots of different designs, lots of different colors, but they're all just very nice. And that is my last winter one. Yes. Okay, so I only have a couple more cross stitch, and then I have a punch needle. So this one is called Home and I Are Such Good Friends. So I named it Home and I in the shop, and it's an Anne of Green Gables saying. And as soon as I read that saying, I knew I had to do something with it, because Home and I are such good friends. I love to go out and do things with others, and I know Drew and his dad, Joe, and I, we go and do a lot of things. We do a lot of stuff with my folks, but I'm always happiest when I'm home. I'm always glad to just come home. So what I've done with this again is the Purple Paper Mountain trim, and it is the dark olive green. And this is going to go on, I know I showed this a long time ago, my Lane cedar chest, my little one that they used to give out to the graduating girls in high school for years. And I found this one at the antique store in town. It's not in the best of shape, so I use it to keep some of the threads that I'm using when I'm stitching. I have it sitting beside my stitching chair, and as you can see, the top of it is just not very nice. So I cleaned it all up, and I haven't got it put on there yet, but this is where it's going to stay. It's going to be mounted on top of this, and it'll sit beside my stitching chair. But again, if you don't have one of these Lane boxes, you could frame it. It would make a nice sized pin keep. And one thing I did discover, this is the box that I found at the antique store. My mother has since given me hers, and hers is different size. It's bigger. This one's narrow. Hers is a lot bigger than this one. So I'm guessing they must have they didn't just every year do the exact same box. They must have changed them up at some point or other. I don't know. There's no year on this that I can see. This one came from Kipple and Deppringer in Ottumwa, Iowa, which is just down the road from us. And Mom said hers came from Fairfield, which is, again, not too far from here. Well, what, 30 miles? It's not very far.
Yeah, but it's not just right down the road.
Well, no, it's not right down the road, but it's close. So there's that one. And then I have this one. I don't know if anybody stitches for New Year's, but this would be a fun one to start on New Year's Day or stitch for New Year's. It's Blessed This Year with Joy and Peace. And it's mounted on a board from Needlework Homestead again. Homestead Needlework. Homestead Needlework. And this rickrack also came from Purple Paper Mountain. This one, I don't know. Bless this year with joy and peace. The way things have been for a while now, it's just been a lot of uncertainty, and we just have to remember that we're not in charge, and you can make your own joy and peace, I guess is how I feel about it. So I've got this one, I think, under New Year stitches. I have two other New Year stitches if anybody's interested that are in the shop, and they are from last year. But I put this one in under New Year stitches too. Okay, and that is all of the cross stitches I have to show. I have one more thing, and I was kind of in a rut. I just within the last week, it was like, I don't want to cross stitch. I just don't right now. I want to do something different. And so I did start a punch needle, and it was from the old tattered flag, and it's a Santa Claus, and it's going to be a nice big narrow Santa Claus, and he's all done except for his star because I ran out of thread, and I don't have enough of any gold thread that I can just pull out what I started and finish him. So I'm waiting on thread. I ordered another thing of it from the old tattered flag. So I can't finish him, and I still wanted to do something different. So I pulled this one out. I've had it forever. I think I even showed it a while back that I wanted to do it. And this is what I did. And I am absolutely in love with this. This is called Ezra's Farm. And it is from Drew Ann Jeffries, The Fine Old Farmhouse, or she's Cinnamon Creek Folk Art on Etsy. And I used some of the called for colors. I didn't have all of them, so I substituted things that I had here at the house. And so I know, like the blues, these blues are a little darker than what she had called for. This is more green than what she showed, and it's a little darker than what she showed. I'm not even sure. I don't even think these dark blues are what she called for. I don't remember. But I just love this. Love it. And she's got another one called, I didn't even show it to you. It's called Star Kitty, I think. And I'm gonna do it one of these days. It's a black cat with some stars, and it's really cool. And this, I think, is an old mold. Half of an old mold. I don't know what exactly. I found it at Fiddle-Dee-Dee, and they had no clue either. They're like, we don't really know. But I brought it home with I had no idea what to do with it until I got this done, and it's like, that fits on there perfectly. And then it stands up, so you can set it anywhere. So anyway, if you've never tried punch needle, it's a lot of fun. This one is a little different because usually when you do your punch needle, this is what you see when you're punching, and you're more worried about what the other side looks like, and it's the little loops from the punch needle, and you don't necessarily worry so much about this side as you do the back side when you're working. But this one, Duran likes to use this side of it, and I do too. I don't know, there's something about this side that to me looks more primitive, maybe. It's just more, and I'm not the best at it. I will never say that I'm a good punch needle person, because I'm not, but I do enjoy it now and then, even though it tends to drive this one and my husband crazy because they don't like the sound of the punches. They say it's very annoying. But once in a while,
we're stuck in a car for 2 hours.
Yeah.
With Grandma and Grandpa.
Well, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is it. And I hope that this isn't too rushed. I apologize if it is. I had a lot to show because it had been almost, not quite, but it's been a month and a half since we've done one of these, and there's no excuse for it except that time just gets away from me. I haven't watched any Flosstubes. I feel horrible about that. I need to get back onto that too, maybe after Christmas when everything slows down, because we had the family all came here for Thanksgiving. The family's all coming here for Christmas. So I've just been trying to juggle a lot of things, and we haven't really done anything. We did visit the Amanas. What day did we do that? Saturday?
If you want to upload that video on
Saturday.
Your channel, you can.
And I have to say, I love the Amanas, but going to the Amanas before Christmas like this, we went into the general store and there were so many people. It was It was chaos.
It was terrible.
You couldn't see. I mean, there was just so many people. But the reason we went was to visit the Tannenbaum Forest. And it's in Maine, and it's a great big old barn. And they set up all these Christmas trees. She said this year they had 84 live, real Christmas trees decorated. They were all real, couldn't you tell? Yeah.
I thought they were like the plastic ones.
They are all decorated. They had 84. It was the record this year, she said. And they were just beautiful. And they're decorated by all like the businesses and in the community. And I know like the University of Iowa had one, the University of Northern Iowa College had one, the hospitals had, there were just tons of them, and they were just all beautiful. And then they also have a 3-story German, I don't remember what she called it. It's like a tree. It's huge and it's beautiful, and it was made by some gentleman there in the Amanas, and it rotates. It was just very pretty, and it was really fun. It kind of gets you in this Christmas spirit to go and visit this. It's not heated, so it was a very warm day, so it wasn't too bad inside, but it would be cold on a cold day. Anyway, that's what we did. And tomorrow we're going to go visit. No, we've been studying the Holocaust. It's been a tough one. And
for you,
we discovered that there is a museum in Danville, Iowa. It's in their library, and we've pretty much finished. We finished the lesson today, or we finished the unit.
where is Daniel?
Tomorrow we're going to finish. We're almost done reading the Diary of Anne Frank, and then we are going to go visit this museum tomorrow afternoon. And there was a teacher in Danville who had wanted her students to have pen pals. And one of the little students picked out of a list of names a pen pal to start writing to, and her name was Anne Frank. And she wrote to Anne, her sister wrote to Anne's sister Margot. And they were writing, I don't know how many, like I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow, how many letters they actually sent back and forth to each other, and then all of a sudden the letters quit coming. And so all the pen pal, all the letters are going to be there tomorrow. I read that these letters are only in 2 places in the world, there in Danville and then over in Germany. And so we're going to go see this museum. And they also have a train car that was used. It came over from Germany. So I'm assuming we'll get to see that. I think it's outside. It might be a little cold, but that's okay. We can, that's not a problem. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And it's a great way to finish up our unit of the Holocaust. And we've learned a lot, haven't we? I tell you, I have learned way more than I ever learned in school going through this unit with Drew. So today we watched a video with Corrie ten Boom, and that was kind of a very uplifting, had somewhat of a happy ending. So anyway, I didn't mean to go to get dark there, but that's about it. I know a lot of people are doing, what do they call it? Is it Flossmas? No, they're doing every day in December, doing a Flosstube at Christmas. Bless your hearts. I don't know how you do it. I have enough stuff. I could probably share something every day, but I just don't. I just can't. So maybe I'll get to watch some of those here before Christmas. And I did start watching Ruth Ann Zimmerman, if you're into any of that at all. Yesterday I learned that you can make pumpkin pie out of squash. I had never known that before, but she said her mother always used squash to make pumpkin pie, and she didn't know you could make pumpkin pie with pumpkin until she was older. So that was interesting too. And her and her husband were raised Mennonite, old world Mennonite. They no longer are, but they're raising their children to understand and learn all of the old ways and the old values. So she's fun to watch too. And she actually lives in Iowa. I would like to visit her or meet her sometime. She's going to be in Oskaloosa. I guess in February. So we'll see. Anyway, I doubt that we will be back before Christmas. We might, and if not, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and good holidays, and thank you so much for watching, and like and subscribe. Did you have anything I forgot to ask you? No? He's got a new hamster because Henry didn't make it.
No, because he tried to eat some metal.
So we lost Henry, so now we have Remy, so maybe he can show Remy sometime. Now we have to keep Remy away from kitties because that would not be a good combination either. Anyway, thank you. Please comment. I apologize. There were some comments that I did not get back to right away, and I apologize for that. I will try very hard to keep up on all the comments, and I will try very hard to not let it be over almost 2 months before we do this again. So thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas. Goodbye.